this is Shauna with Valkeryie Consulting, and today I am going to go over some elements of a truly kick-ass legal website that will show you how to actually automate most of your business and might give you some ideas for your very own site as well. So without further ado, I'm going to give you one of our client sites. This is the law offices of Krista and Branch. We're going to start at the top and go to the bottom as far as the functionality of the website is concerned, and then I'm going to show you a few extra little things that we plugged in on the back end as well. First up here, we created a bar where people can actually go and like her page on Facebook directly. This is great because it allows you to market and remarket based on your target audience, people who are already coming to your website. Keeping them connected with you is absolutely vital. So something like this is absolutely vital for your website. It's very important. Next thing we're going to go over is logo. I do not understand what is so hard for some business owners to understand about why it's important to have a text-based logo. It is. You need to not just have a picture. That just does not cut it. Pictures in and of themselves are fine. But any major brand out there also has what? Text on their logo. But one thing they all have in common, boys and girls, is they have a logo. So that is something that you really do need to get handled. There's about 18 different tools that I can give you that can help you with that, but it is something you really need to focus on. Contact information up at the top of the page. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. On the right-hand side of the page is actually a preview tool that we utilize and advocate quite a bit. We use it ourselves. We advocate it for many of our clients. It's called VCTA. What VCTA allows potential clients or potential customers to do is automatically, immediately connect with you. You sync this up with your Google Calendar and it will allow a client to schedule with you directly from your website, which is absolutely awesome. You can do free services here, paid services here, however you want to run your business, whatever your business model is, you have that capability, which is fantastic. Then what we did was we created a customized header image, which is this back here in the background. Did some copywriting for her basic statement on her front page, put in a contact form as a call to action. Now, one thing I do really want to emphasize on a contact form is you really do need to put in some type of reCAPTCHA tool or something that's going to verify whoever isn't filling out this form is, a robot or a bot or, a spammer. This is really going to cut down on all those spam emails that you will get once you start getting traffic to that site. Then we go over just some different call out buttons, some things that differentiates this client from other attorneys in the local area. We created specific pages for each one of her practice areas so people can click on those and get additional information on each one of those areas. And then of course it's customer testimonial section at the bottom. That's huge. Social proof is big. So you really want to have something like this on your own site. We've also went ahead and took an opportunity to list different places that she has been featured in magazine interviews or as far as ratings from peers and consumers. And also you can see this client was 10 best 2015 in client satisfaction. So that's a pretty massive thing right there. On the left-hand side of the page, one thing you will notice on a lot of our designs is we will use different floating social media bars. This one is done by SumoMe. I'll also use Bloom. It just depends on the design of the site and how it integrates on which one I use. But it is something that is incredibly important because as you can see, people do share really good information. So this has been shared and it will give you a list of however many shares each page has received over time, which is pretty awesome. When you go into profile page, what did we do? We made sure that there's a call to action to subscribe to updates. Again, profile sharing options here, an actual Facebook social media widget so you can see exactly what's happening on her Facebook page, which is going to encourage more people to like it. Her Twitter, it's automatically completely synced up as well on an automated basis. And then a listing to see the different blog archives that she has here as well so you can get additional information. We put in information on a static page for the office where people can actually go and contact this particular client as well as get Google Maps direct there. So we've got this little animation in there, which is pretty cool as well. Practice areas, as I mentioned before, we have different practice areas that we built static pages for. Static pages are those pages that do not update automatically. You have to go in and actually update them, but we made sure that each one is very concise and thorough. We also did a contact us page on this that again has links to all of the relevant social channels that she's on, an opportunity for people to go ahead and give her a call direct from the website, as well as a more in-depth contact form if somebody's got a specific question or wants to schedule a consultation. Now, this is something I'm going to show you on the back end, because what we did was, I often advocate how important it is to have great content on your site. And sometimes if you're a busy legal professional or just a busy professional, you don't have time to do it on a regular basis on yourself. There are different tools that we utilize and implement that will pull in other appropriate RSS feeds to your site. So yes, you are still giving attribution that somebody else wrote that blog, but at the same time, you're pulling in relevant information to your blog. So you're giving your blog a chance to index over and over again on Google, on Bing, on the search engine. So it's just giving somebody else an opportunity to find your site a little bit better and give you those link backs that are so important for your SEO. So that is something that, you know, we did do that, you know, makes a lot of sense for this particular client, and is something that is incredibly helpful. Another thing that a lot of people are missing on their sites, especially when I'm doing evaluations or I'm auditing, you're missing an FAQ page, and that is not cool to miss. I mean, even if you see a basic landing page nowadays, there will be an FAQ section to it. Every single time there will be an FAQ section to it. So what we did was we built an expandable FAQ section with the most common questions, problems, issues that this particular client is facing with their clients, things that she's asked very often. This is a really awesome resource too when you tie in social media marketing, because guess what? You can post a question from your FAQ on social media and boom, draw people back to your website to get the answer to that frequently asked question. So, you know, that's something that a lot of people are not thinking about. You just think about marketing a blog or, you know, posting your blogs on social media. No, you can post your static pages as well if you have an appropriate scheduling tool to do that, and I'll get into that in a minute. But you can post it on, you know, your social channels so many different ways. So don't limit yourself to just thinking you can only post a blog. Now, with that being said, we also do custom landing pages. We did one for this particular client. We are focusing on marketing divorce consultations with her. That is something that seems to be a very hot button issue in our local area. So we figured that that would work out very well. So what we've done here is we've created a landing page using lead pages. Link, of course, is within the resources section of this case study, where you click on it, and then all the person has to do is put in their email and their first name. This will get them scheduled for a free 30-minute consultation. It also pulls that data into her MailChimp account so that she's building an email newsletter and a newsletter that way as well. So, you know, there's really no there's no stopping to how many ways you can collect clients and potential clients' data, and do it in a way that you're conveying important information and information that they want to get. Another thing that I had done with the original site is when you visit it for the first time, so if you go to branchfamilylaw.com, you will get a pop-up window that asks if you want to subscribe to the mailing list for this site and get a free copy of Texas Divorce Magazine as your reward. It's so important to offer freemium or some kind of free subscription thing on any type of marketing thing that you're doing. And that's something that will boost your results and really help build your list quickly. So it's as simple as creating an autoresponder on MailChimp that will send out whatever it is somebody is requesting immediately. You're not having to do it every time. You gotta automate your business. So with that being said, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the back end of this site looks like. Live site would be Visita. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of different things because this is privileged data, but it does allow you to customize your live site for Visita and all of your different options that you select as a Visita client direct from your WordPress menu, which is fantastic. If you go into posts, the one drawback of having an RSS importer for feed is that you won't have a lot of information as far as importing categories or tags, so you will have to go in and do it yourself, but that's okay. Now this theme, we built in a section to where the client can add in testimonials just with the click of a button from the back end of their site. So the more testimonials they get from Facebook, from LinkedIn, or from wherever they're getting them, it's easy for us to just publish it here, go in, copy, paste, put a picture of the person, whatever it is that they want to add, and go from there. Now, as this particular attorney grows their practice, they have an opportunity to add a portfolio page that lists all of the different attorneys with their practice. So that's something that we do as far as forward thinking for our clients as well. Landing pages, that's what I had showed you earlier with the divorce consultation. This is what we use to build FAQ sections for different clients. It's a plugin that we utilize, and I'll list which plugin we're doing. But even if you wanted to make a FAQ, a post, you could do that just by using the short code over here and create a post out of that as well. So there's really no there's no limits what you could do other than the limits you put on yourself. We also made sure to implement something called Akismet. It filters out comments on blog posts that are spammy or just don't look quite right. So this is really cool because we can go in and we can actually approve, disapprove, mark things as spam by user, however they're registered for the blog. So that's something else to bear in mind. Lead pages, again, this is listed for you in the resources section of this particular post. It is a really, really great tool for building landing pages. And if you don't think you need a landing page, you're absolutely wrong. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what you do. You need a landing page, and investing in lead pages is so very, very worth it. We also put in contact form 7. Now, another one that I'm a big fan of is actually Ninja Forms. But to do this, it's really cool because all you do is you go in, you build the form exactly the way you want it, extrapolating whatever data from your potential client or customer from that, and then you just copy paste the short code into a post, into a sidebar, wherever it needs to go. We did a static front page for this particular site, but I'm not going to get too much into that because this is not WordPress 101. This is really just showing you different things you can use to make your life a little bit easier. Now, under settings, there's a couple things I'm going to draw your attention to. One is the RSS post importer, and I'm going to show you just what this looks like very briefly. The RSS post importer allows me to find different RSS feeds that are relevant to this particular client. It'll let me say, okay, we want this to import however many times a day. Do we want to leave it in pending until somebody looks at it and publishes it? We can pull in the author as well so that we're providing attribution and we're not doing anything bad. But it's a great way to keep up with different blog posts on a site if you don't have time to blog. So that's something definitely to look at. This is a paid for service. It's not free, but it's very worth it if you don't have time to do that, or if you want to build a curated blog, which is something I did a post on a while back as far as, are you an authority, are you a community, or are you a curated blog? So this gives you an option to see that as well. Snap Social Networks Auto Poster. This is cool, and there's another one that I'm going to show you in a different case study that you can use, but you just add different accounts. Now, you do have to know a little bit of programming because you've got to go in on the back end and actually create an app for each account for it to social auto post. But every time a brand new blog posts on this site, it will automatically push out to all of the social channels, which is awesome because it saves so much time. So everybody who was like, oh God, I gotta go promote my blog post and do this and that and the other, you really don't. You can have all your new stuff just go out there like that. So it's really, really easy to do. I've set it up for two things because with this particular client, I really want to focus on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's where her time is going to be best utilized. Pinterest, Instagram, not so much for right now for what she's wanting to do. Maybe at a later point, but not right now. Not something else that you've got to know before you have a website is what social networks are most appropriate for you to post on and how and why. So that's something else that you can utilize. We use Yoast SEO. This is a huge help because this allows me to have an XML sitemap created. It enables breadcrumbs. It helps with social. We can do titles and meta tags direct from the thing. We can change them on the fly. We don't have to go in and really mess with any code to do that. So that's a pretty cool thing to do. Lead boxes, this is going to be your pop-up settings. And then when I had spoken a moment ago about SumoMe, we've installed several different things for this client. Google Analytics on the page, a highlighter. So if somebody highlights a certain portion of text on anything that's there, they can automatically opt in to share that on their social channels. Scroll box is, going to be one of those pop-up windows saying, hey, would you want to subscribe to us and get this free thing or that free thing? List builder is a lot the same way. The share button is the floating social media bars that I showed you. Smart bar is the bar up at the top, encouraging you to go and like the Facebook page. And then there's other things you can install with SumoMe as well. It's a really, really robust tool, and you can use it on the front end and the back end of your site. So I highly encourage you using all of those things. So those are just some of the elements of really putting together a completely kick-ass website that checks off all the boxes on what you need for your marketing, what you need to be able to collect information from clients or potential clients, and what you need to be able to remarket to those clients or potential clients. So I hope you enjoyed the case study. I have listed every single thing we used, from the template to the links where you can go get it to every single plugin that we utilized on this in the resources section. So please, please, please take an opportunity, take advantage of that. And thank you very much for watching. We will be releasing another case study very soon. We've got tons of sites launching coming up. And then a huge training program as well for those of you who want to do it yourself, in addition to some online coaching from yours truly. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you're able to take something that I included in this and implement it into your own website. Check out the resources tab, and I will see you next time.